So, WiiM have done it. They finally made their first wireless speaker, and honestly, coming into today, there were three things that I wasn't sure about after seeing glimpses online. Number one, is the screen on the front actually useful? Number two, the cloth design, and number three, the price. But after spending some hands-on time with it at an exclusive look at the UK Hi-Fi Show Live, the new WiiM Sound might just have proved me wrong, and it's not the only speaker they're launching this year. Let me explain. If you don't know WiiM, they've been shaking up the audio world over the last couple of years. Based out of California, they've built a reputation for affordable streamers and amps that deliver high-res audio, multi-room support, and an intuitive app. They've even teamed up with Audio Pro on their new range, but this is the first time they've put their own speaker on the market. And it's not a small move. This is a direct competitor to something like the Sonos Era 100 or even the Apple HomePod. At first glance, yeah, the design instantly reminds me of a HomePod. Dimensions-wise, I think it's slightly taller than the HomePod, and it's definitely bigger than the Sonos Era 100. It comes in both black and white, and it's wrapped in this woven fabric, which is similar to the HomePod. Now, my worry with this type of design is it's not everyone's cup of tea, and it doesn't always feel as premium. But I will say that now I've got one in my hands, this fabric feels solid. It feels well put together, and actually, a lot more premium than I initially expected. So it'll really come down to your personal preference on how you want your speaker to look. You've got a full touch capacitive control panel on the top here for playback and volume, but the standout feature is this 1.8-inch high-res touchscreen on the front. Now, when I first saw pictures online, I do have to say, I wasn't sold. My main thought was, why? Wouldn't it be better to save the cost and put the money into components? But in person, I have to say, it's pretty slick. It has little apps to navigate, which give a similar vibe to a smartwatch. You can see album art, swipe through different interfaces, library, presets, EQ settings, and inputs. It feels a bit like what Ruark do on their R series, or even WiiM's own Ultra streamer, and it definitely makes this speaker different. But what about the price? Well, we now know that the WiiM Sound is going to retail for £299. The same price as Apple's HomePod and £100 more than the Sonos Era 100. Now initially you think, oh, same price as Apple and more expensive than Sonos, but when you dive deeper, that price point offers pretty great value for money, and I think WiiM are delivering more for that price point. The screen alone, for example. Of course, if the sound can deliver as well, then that's even more added value. But before I touch on sound, there's a twist. That £299 price point becomes even more interesting because this is not the only speaker that WiiM are launching this year. We've just been told that WiiM will be launching the WiiM Sound Lite. Essentially, this exact speaker, but without the screen. It's almost like they read my mind. So if £299 is a bit out of your budget, or if you're not a fan of the screen, then the Sound Lite will be one to consider. Now, they haven't yet confirmed the price, but we do know it will be lower than the Sound, and they're hoping to compete with something like the Sonos Era 100. A big surprise for us today, and something that makes this new launch from WiiM even more exciting. So what do we know about the WiiM Sound's sound? Well, inside, we're talking 100 watts of power driven by a 4-inch woofer and dual tweeters. Early impressions, it sounds big and bassy for its size, with nice clarity across the mids and highs. Now, we are listening to a pre-production unit here today, but I've been told it's pretty much what we will experience when we get one out of the box. Now, of course, we've not done much critical testing today, but from what we've heard, it offers a very comprehensive sound performance, and it outperformed our expectations. Oh, and this also has WiiM's Room Fit Room optimization software too. This speaker also supports high-res audio up to 24-bit 192 kHz, works with over 20 music services, including new for WiiM, YouTube Music, and of course ties into WiiM's excellent WiiM Home app, which honestly is one of the best out there right now for EQ, for presets and multi-room management. Now, connectivity is also strong too. We've got Chromecast, Alexa Cast, Spotify Connect, Tidal Connect, and voice control via Alexa or Google Assistant. It is worth noting though, there are no built-in mics here. If you want voice control, then you will need to use an external device like your phone or a smart speaker. Now, one of the big questions for a lot of us was AirPlay 2. It was missing on WiiM's latest releases, the Ultra and Amp Pro, and sadly, right now, the WiiM Sound is not AirPlay 2 certified, or at least the samples that we've seen today aren't certified. I'm choosing to remain hopeful, but we'll have to wait and see, as I know it could be a deal breaker for many. Now, this isn't just a smart speaker. One of the big takeaways today has been how open the WiiM ecosystem is and the flexibility that it gives you both around your home, but more specifically when it comes to home cinema. New updates to the WiiM app mean that you'll be able to use these new WiiM Sound speakers in a 5.1 setup. Here, we've seen a WiiM Ultra powering a pair of front passive speakers, a WiiM Sound as the center channel, and then another Ultra powering passive rears. That means you can integrate the WiiM Sound with existing speakers that you might have had for years and still love. Or you could have 5 WiiM Sounds, the front left, center and right, and the rears. Oh, and you could also add the new WiiM Sub as well for that 0.1. Honestly, I can't wait to dive into this side of the WiiM Sound, as I think there's huge potential with this, especially with how flexible it all seems to be. It feels like these new launches from WiiM open them up to be a great option for multi-room audio and a versatile home cinema setup. Part of that comes back to WiiM's Room Fit. Not only is it room optimization software, but it can recognize and remember different positions and applications. You can have one preset for the WiiM Sound as a standalone speaker in your kitchen and another for it as a left rear in a home cinema setup. Clever stuff and lots for us to test. But what's my first look verdict? Well, the WiiM Sound has definitely surprised me. From what I've seen and heard today, it's more premium, it's more powerful and more flexible than I expected. And from early testing, it sounds impressive for the money. Of course, there's a lot more to test out once we get it back in the studio, so make sure you guys are subscribed to catch our full review. It's clear WiiM are serious about being more than just software, streamers and amps. And this WiiM Sound is going head to head with the likes of Apple and Sonos. Honestly, that makes this one of the most exciting launches in the wireless speaker market right now. But what do you guys think? Has the WiiM Sound got your attention? Get in the comments and let me know, and stay tuned for that full review.